Question. Would you kill this guy? Don't think about it too hard. Would you kill him? I mean, look at him. I would, but that leads me to the point of today's video. Choices in video games. Choices are an integral part of video games and almost non-existent in some others. Some of these are linear experiences, some of these are non-linear experiences. And today I want to explore different linear versus non-linear experiences, more specifically the mission structure in each of these games, and ultimately reach the conclusion of which subgenre is better. And I'm fully prepared for this video to piss some of you off, so in advance, I'm not sorry, lick my balls. But before we get into that, let me explain the difference between a linear versus non-linear experience in a video game. A linear video game is likely to give you a quest and request you do it outright or mission failed. Whereas a non-linear game might give you a task and want it accomplished no matter how you do it. This may be a bit confusing at first, but it'll get simple the longer we go on. So, instead of keeping you waiting, let's get on to the video. We're first going to start with the absolute classic, that is GTA 5.
What's up, can I come over in your crib?
A game I'm almost certain that we have all played. Unless you suck. Like, really fucking suck. With that being said, GTA 5 can largely be described as a linear experience. Aside from the ending and heist planning, you essentially do as you're told.
You'll do what you're told.
For example, in the mission Complications, we, as Franklin, have to sneak into Michael's home to repossess a car for our boss, Simeon. And if you're anything like me, you look for all sorts of ways into the house, but repeatedly came up short. And that's because, as many of you know, the mission needs you to go through one specific window. And I gotta say, fuck that window. I have always hated that we had to go through this one specific window. And I get it. Some of you will say, but it had to be that way for the cutscene to play. And I understand that. And that is completely true. But it's also a matter of personal preference. For me, the cutscene does not make up for the loss of critical thinking I could have done to get there. Whereas for some, that might not be that big of a deal, and they love how it played out. And that's completely fine. That's your personal preference. Let's take a look at another example from GTA 5. In the mission friend request, Michael is tasked with sneaking into the Life Invaders headquarters and rigging a prototype phone to assassinate a tech executive on live television.
Huh, hold on a second. I think someone's trying to dock with me. Hello?
Get security! And first aid! No filming, no film.
How fun. Jokes aside, this is one of the most iconic and fun missions of GTA 5. But I also think it would have been fun to maybe have different ways to assassinate the guy, or maybe rig the phone differently, or seduce him to bed. Hell, I don't know. Huh, that reminds me of somebody. Foreshadowing. And again, if you disagree, that's okay. Hell, even I'm okay with how this one turned out. But it is just another example of the linearity found in Grand Theft Auto 5. New lighting, new hat, new me. The next game we're going to be talking about is one of the greatest RPGs ever made and one of my favorite games of all time, Fallout New Vegas. God, I fucking love this game, dude. In Fallout New Vegas, the word linearity is spat on, pissed on, shit on, beat up, shot dead, and buried 6 feet down, never to be spoken of again. I could sit here and go on and on about the non-linearity found in every mission and the branching storylines. But, for the time's sake of this video, I will keep it at just a couple of examples. In the mission Come Fly With Me, the courier is tasked by Amanda Novak to investigate the mysterious ghouls at REPCONN test site. The courier comes to find that the ghouls want to use the rockets found at REPCONN test site to make it to space. It is here that the player must decide what they want to do with the ghouls. Which leads us to a game called How Will the Courier Handle That? It's a work in progress. In this scenario, will the courier A. help Jason Bright and his crew achieve their dreams of reaching space? Will he B. sabotage the rockets, killing Jason Bright and his crew? don't know what you chose, but I know what I chose. I personally love the choices given in this quest. They could have gone the linear route where we just help Jason Bright and his crew get on the rockets and launch them into space. Simple as that. But the game gives us a choice. And it is that choice given to us by the game that makes the mission just that much more special. And before we move to another example, fuck this guy. Just fuck him. He's an asshole. He calls you a smooth skin. And he's like the most outwardly racist of the group, and he's human. Fuck that guy. Next, let's take a look at Fallout New Vegas' ending itself. So, spoiler alert for a 15-year-old game. Almost 16. Yeah. In the ending, you were given the choice to side with 3 factions or remain independent in overtaking Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam is the main power source of the Mojave, therefore whoever controls Hoover Dam controls the Mojave. If we go with the NCR, they bring order, laws, and stability to the Mojave at the cost of heavy taxation and bureaucracy. The citizens gain safety, but at the loss of freedom. If we go with the House ending, New Vegas becomes an independent state focused on progress in technology and profit. It should also be noted, though, that Mr. House cares very little for the average wastelander and pretty much anybody outside of New Vegas' walls. If we go with the Legion, they bring in the harsh rules of their society, such as mistreatment of women and slavery. However, crime is eradicated through fear of the Legion. Also, if you go with the Legion ending, you're a terrible fucking person whose brain should be studied for millennia so we can avoid this problem in the future. God bless your soul. Lastly, we can go with the Yes Man ending, which brings complete independence to Vegas and its surrounding towns in the Mojave, ridding it of any one leader, but also creating total anarchy in the Mojave in return. I love that there is no correct answer here. Excuse me, I love that there is only one correct answer here. God, dude, you're a different beast if you go with the Legion ending. You got shit you need to talk out with a doctor, or a therapist, or a gun. I also love that the game does not direct you in any one way and leaves the fate of the Mojave up to us, the player. This perfectly encapsulates the non-linearity in New Vegas and the branching storylines in damn near every mission. There's a reason it is considered one of the greatest RPGs of all time, and we can thank the choices given to us for some of that. For our next linear game, let's talk about Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 is one of the most fun and innovative games of all time, but also follows that do it our way or no way mission structure as GTA. For example, in the very first mission, Make a Break For It, our main character, Jason, wakes up in a cage and finds that he has been kidnapped by pirates. He also awakens to Voss giving this chilling monologue.
Jumping out of airplanes, flying like birds. That is crazy. I like this phone. This is a nice fucking phone. So, what do we have here? Grant and Jason. From California, huh? Well, I hope your mama and your papa really, really love you. Because you two white boys, you look very expensive. And that's good because I like expensive things. I'm sorry, what did you say? What did you say? Do you want me to slice you open like I did your friend? Shut the fuck up! Okay? I'm the one with the fucking dick. Look at me. Look me in the fucking eye. Hey! You fuck! Look me in the eye. You're my bitch. I rule this fucking kingdom. Shut the fuck up, or you die. What is it, Jason? Jason, what is it? Why aren't you laughing now like you did up there? What, is this not fun anymore? Have I failed to entertain you? You see, the thing is, up there, you thought you had a chance. Way up in the fucking skies, you thought you had your finger on the pussy trip. But hermano, down here. Down here. You hit the ground. It's okay. I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna relax because you, Wah, and your tough guy brother, we're gonna have a lot of fun together while we wait for the money.
Stop scaring the hostages.
I need you to take care of the rejects. I just hope that you two pieces of fox are more entertaining than your friends. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Get you every fucking time, man.
Spooky. I'm not gonna lie, all jokes aside, that's a scary fucking dude. I'll fuck him up though. It is at this point Jason decides to run in the woods and save himself from the enemies. And it is also here we see the linearity of Far Cry 3 very clearly. The player must run through a specific path in the jungle to escape the enemies. Straying from that path causes, you guessed it, mission failed. How is that even a thing? We're in a jungle. Your biggest ops in this mission are Voss, his men, and directionality. Far Cry 3 is riddled with these restrictions, such as the mission Fly South, where you take control of a plane and must follow specific flight paths. Not following these flight paths results in, you guessed it, mission failed. It's even seen in arguably the game's most iconic mission, Kick the Hornet's Nest. In this mission, we are tasked with burning marijuana fields with a flamethrower, to disrupt a pirate drug operation. And I love this mission. Burning down Bud only to be ambushed by a small army of men that I have to gun down while make the beat drops blares in my ear while burning Mary Jane surrounds me. Yeah, I love that shit.
And number 4 goes up in smoke. Burn, baby, burn! Burn that mama down!
Tell me that isn't fucking awesome. But it is very choreographed, with the player having to burn specific fields, and the mission ending with a scripted escape. Again, I'm not hating on the mission. I'm simply pointing out the linearity of it all. I would take this mission 100 times out of 10. It is an interesting thought, however, to think about what this mission may have looked like if it was given the non-linearity treatment. We're losing the hat. Fuck you. The next game we're going to be talking about is also one of my favorite games of all time, and is also one of the greatest RPGs ever made, The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 thrives on non-linearity, and almost every decision is left in the player's hands. Now, I will admit, the main story does not have that many endings, but it does also rely on the player's choices to determine the ending, so non-linear, fuck you, kick my ass, sue me. Jokes aside, almost all of the side missions are left up to player choice. For example, in the mission The Whispering Hillock, our main character Geralt finds a spirit trapped inside of an ancient tree on a hillock. Go figure. The spirit claims to have been trapped there by one of the crones of Crookback Bog. We met the crones earlier in the story, and I'm not going to delve too deep on them here, but just know they're evil bitches. It is at this point the tree begs to be freed and pleads its innocence. And it is also here that it is up to the player to decide what the tree's fate is. And I cannot give the heaviness of this decision enough weight here in this video. When you are given the choice to make the decision, you don't really have a whole lot of information. In the world of The Witcher, full of monsters, both creature and human, it begs the question, can we trust this tree? Well, spoiler alert, if you free the tree, the children at Crookback Bog are saved, but the spirit spins the block on the village of Downwarn and destroys it. But if you decide to kill the spirit, vice versa happens. The children of Crookback Bog are taken by the crones and killed, but the village of Downwarn survives. But so do the crones. And it is in these choices that The Witcher 3 truly shows off its massive consequences. No choice is a clear one, and every choice has ramifications. Another example is found in the DLC mission Scenes from a Marriage. In this mission, Geralt is tasked by Olgierd von Erich to retrieve a rose at his old estate that is tied to his last wish. To retrieve the rose, Geralt is dragged into the memories of Iris von Erich, Olgierd's dead wife. He sees the abuse and torment that Iris experienced from Olgierd in his effort to achieve power and wealth. Olgierd going as far as to make a deal with the Man of Mirrors, Gaunter O'Dim. I know this must all be a bit confusing at first, but I promise it does build to the ultimate decision of the mission. You finally reach Iris in her memories, where you find that her spirit has been kept alive by the rose that Olgierd gifted her all those years ago. But she is still living in torment by having to experience all of those horrible memories over and over again.
Got a feeling the rose is important to you, more than a memento.
I remember so little. Yet when I think of my rose, I begin to recall what was. The world around me turns real, and My eyes open wide and I recognize things. Remember who I am and who I was.
Friend once told me about a case like this. Could be strong emotions that bind you to the rose. Feelings we witchers call pins. They're what keeps you in this world.
Like an insect pinned in a collection case. Horrible.
Need to be honest, if I take the rose, you might cease to exist, as might the world you built around you.
And what will happen then? Shall I be free of the suffering, the sadness? Is it the void that awaits?
I don't know.
I don't wish to suffer any longer, but I fear there will be cold and darkness until there is nothing at all.
So here's the choice. Do you take the rose or not? Taking the rose results in Iris being able to finally rest, but Olgierd losing his last emotional tie. If you don't take the rose, however, Iris continues living and suffering, but Olgierd still has one last emotional tie. It is a very difficult choice the game offers, and one that is never easy to make, no matter what playthrough you're on. But it is also that choice given to us by the game that makes this experience so special, which ultimately leads me to the conclusion of this video. No matter the lane you choose, whether it be linear or non-linear, you should ultimately focus on the aspects of each lane that make them great to make a great game. For example, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a linear game, but it knows that you're not playing this for the multiple choices. You're playing this for the amazing story, the amazing characters, and the amazing immersive world. Or take a game like Hitman, where there is no story, but they understand that you're not playing for said story. They understand you're playing for the multiple wacky ways you can take out your assassination targets. If you focus on these certain aspects of each lane that people love, your game will be fine. If you don't, it could end up like Fallout 4, however. Fallout, a game series built on RPG elements and freedom of choice, non-linearity. Fallout 4 decides to scrap some of the RPG elements in place of a more linear told emotional story. This simply does not work. A game series founded on non-linearity and then deciding to go to linear is not the problem. The problem is that game not understanding what makes their game loved. Ultimately, whether it is scripted set pieces or moral dilemmas, you should be trying to make your game a special and memorable experience for the player. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Please share with a friend. And always remember, fuck this guy.